What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, Paranormal Biker. What a beautiful freaking day to talk about aquarium setups. Haha, hey, here we go. How's it going, guys? I just had to show y'all an outside clip at the front of my house. So I'm here in South Texas, and it feels like winter's finally starting to roll in. We went from 90s to 70s, so burr. No, I'm just joking. Yeah. So anyway, hey, I wanted to bring you another just random video, little fish tank talk. So if you stick with me, I will show you my fish tanks. All right. So right here we got my 55-gallon aquarium. I've had this guy probably for about 6 months. Pretty much scratch built it from the ground up. So just to give a brief description on it. As you can see, I'm running Texas Holy Rock. I picked it up from a local material store that supplies our area. And the substrate is a Dakota black sand. Actually, it's a Dakota black silica. And for a 100-pound sack here in South Texas is going to run about 15 bucks. So that beats the hell out of a dollar a pound at your big box store, and even mom and pop could be a little higher. So not knocking mom and pops, you know, for having higher prices. I think local's the way to go. So I try to shop local when I can. But anyway, so you can see I have a nice piece of driftwood that I made myself. I climbed a live oak tree that we have here on the property. One of the limbs was starting to look kind of nasty, so I went up there and cut it down and chopped it up and made this. So, and it wasn't like I cut the limb down into pieces and threw it in my fish tank. I boiled it, and as a matter of fact, that orange pot right there is what I boiled it in. That orange pot's dang near the same size as that wooden keg. But yeah, did it for about a week, and then I stuck it in my bathtub. I have a huge garden-sized bathtub, and I changed out the water about every 24 hours in that garden-sized bathtub, and eventually I was able to eradicate the tannins. Maybe not all of them, but dang near most. And I don't ever see the discoloration of my water here anyways, because I do water changes pretty religiously once a week, and they're 50% water changes. Just to talk about briefly, I guess the plants I have, they're Nano Anubias or Nubius Nano. You know, I probably said it wrong, but please forgive me. I've only been doing this just for a short while, so I still am a kind of green at this hobby. There are a couple things that I've learned is, you know, how you set your habitat up and filtration. And I've always been told that you can't over filter an aquarium, and I believe that is true, because I have all kinds of filtration on this aquarium. You can see I'm running 3 sponge filters, which I know kind of looks overkill, but my water stays pretty. I have 275 gallon rated for 275 gallon filter sponges on the left and right side of my tank, which would be here and here, and then right behind this piece of driftwood that I made is a 125 gallon filter sponge that I'm running. Actually, I should say all 3 of these filter sponges are being ran off of a high-end air pump that I purchased from Amazon. And I believe that high-end air pump is somewhere between 8 to 1,000 gallons per hour rated. I'm thinking I said that right, so hopefully I did. If I didn't, please correct me in the comment section. As you can see, I have a black stand and a black hood. Scratch built those with my boys, so, and I think came out pretty good. So let me show you these filters, these canister filters. I'm running 2 Sun canister filters. One is supposed to be rated for 600 gallons an hour, but I know I'm not getting that because I have it jam-packed with filter media. So realistically, I'm probably getting about half that, and that'd be the one to the right, which also has a UV light, a 9-watt UV light. And then over here to the left is just a your standard 3-stage canister filter and I'm probably getting somewhere about 200 gallons an hour out of it. So between these two canister filters is more than enough filtration to sustain just the 55-gallon aquarium on its own. But anyway, hey, like I said, if you have any questions about how I have these filters set up, or these sponge filters operating, or anything specific about the tank, just ask me down in the comment section, and I'll move on to the next tank. Hey, and I wanted to show y'all guys what a raw piece of driftwood looks like before the boiling process. I'll set it up right here, just so you can kind of see. You know, it's a rough piece of cut of wood that I climbed up and got. This piece of wood really needs to be boiled extremely well before putting it into an aquarium. So, but y'all know what it looks like now, so you know what to look for. All right, here's my 10-gallon tank. So as you can see, I have the Black Dakota silica, super fine Black Dakota silica. That piece of driftwood right there is the same piece of wood that I used in the 55. It's just a little long, so I had to cut it off. Worked out great. Kind of has a tree trunk look to the aquarium. And of course, you know, you see the pothos, and I forget the name of these long ones. If y'all know what it is, shout it out in the comment section. But yeah, so these long ones I purchased at some big box store for like 50% off. But they're the type of ones, if you cut them in half, you can replant them and they'll keep growing. Yeah, pretty cool. And just about all of my plants, I do have the the pothos here and the pothos, you know, on both sides with the roots in it as well. I was told that it does a pretty good job at scrubbing your water column. And you know, mixed reviews, right? Some people say, the plant kills my fish. Some people say, you know, the plants help the water. You know, whatever. I tried it and I don't have any problems with my fish. And also do I'll do a little fish species talk on this tank as well, you know, in another video. So, but anyway, we can move on. And here's my 20. So just like that 10-gallon I just showed you, both the glass were purchased at Walmart. They were having some kind of big blowout sale, so I was able to purchase both these glass aquariums for, I don't know, they were less than half off. I guess what I'm trying to say is they were less than the dollar per gallon price. But in this tank as well, I'm running some driftwood that I'd made. That piece that's standing up right here is it's a soft piece of wood. I can't remember exactly where I picked it up, but I know it was out of state on one of my RV trips. And I had reservations about putting it in the water, but it seems like it worked out pretty good. You know, it's been in this tank for probably 4 months. It hasn't deteriorated. It doesn't look like it's even rotted at all. And yeah, and the fish seem to love it, you know. Drilled all those holes in it because I had a vampire shrimp community that was living, you know, in those little holes, and they poke out and sip the substrate. So it seemed like it worked out pretty good. The Amano shrimp love the, I guess the softness of the fibers, you know. And it's also a planted pothos tank. You know, I have the long ones that I can't tell you the names, and I can't even remember the name. I'm horrible at plants, so excuse me if you know what they are. Like I said a minute ago, just, yeah, throw it off in the comment section. Substrate, Black Dakota. I'm running a Marine Land hob, small one. It only filters 250 gallons an hour, but I have it pretty hot rodded up. You know, I was able to, there's another YouTube channel called Aquarium Co-op. You know, that guy over there is pretty freaking awesome. I was able to gather a lot of information about what to do in the aquarium hobby to begin with, just from watching his stuff. And I remember I came across a video. He was showing people how to hot rod hob units, and you know, I took his advice and it worked out quite well. I purchased some biofoam, and I loaded the whole back side of this hob up with biofoam. And it's a pretty deep hob, you know, and it's all the way across. And the lighting in here is pretty bad, so I'll keep this at an angle so you can see. We have such hard water here in South Texas, it turns everything white. So it's not like I'm not taking care of my equipment. It's just, it's very abusive, the hard water on aquarium stuff, which I'm sure y'all guys know. Anyway, every single one of my hobs, just like that 10 gallon I just showed you, I put a piece of biofoam on the pickup. I do have fish that I am trying to get some fry from, and I don't want them getting sucked up and yeah, disappearing in that filter media. And just about all of my tanks, well, not just about all, every single one of my tanks has sponge filtration. I've pretty much made that a staple. So in the event of equipment failure, I still have some kind of filtration backup, I should say. So, which I have, you know, I've gone out of town and I have lost like my aerator, you know, the little bubble maker. I've lost my my sponge filters, and you know, if I didn't have like those canister filters in that 55, I'd have probably lost my community because I was gone for about a week. All right, so we can move on to the last tank. So this is my 5-gallon portrait tank. It's probably my favorite tank out of them all. And the reason for that is because it's, you know, the, what's it called? It's a single molded piece tank, you know. It's got the curved glass on it, as you can see right here. And it doesn't have glued ends. It's got the filtration package built into the back, so it has a, about halfway down is a suction point, and then almost all the way to the very top is a skimmer. See, more hard water that I got to take off, but yeah. And the whole back of this tank is loaded with the biofoam and a little piece of phosphate pad going all the way across. And as you can see, the substrate is also it's the Dakota Black superfine silica. And if you decide to go with this the Dakota Black, I don't think I said it earlier, you need to make sure you wash it really well. And there's really no easy way to wash it. You know, I was scooping it out of a 100-pound sack in a 5-gallon bucket, and then running water in there and kind of turning it up with my hand to get some of the black out of it, and then dumping it over. And just working it like that, and yeah, you're gonna end up losing a little bit of it, but the ending result is you're gonna put a product in your aquarium that you know is clean. All right, so we will move on. All right, so that was basically it. You know, I was able to show you all 4 of my tanks. I know I didn't go extremely in depth on the stuff in my tanks. I wanted to keep this short, sweet, simple, and straight to the point. So if there's any specific questions that you have, just, you know, right down here asking this, asking that comment section, you know, and I'll be able to, you know, respond and give more in-depth answers to anything that y'all have. So, you know, besides the 55-gallon aquarium, that 10 and that 20-gallon, after I'd purchased the aquariums and I set everything up, I may only have in that 10-gallon aquarium $20 into it. And that 20-gallon aquarium, you know, I was able to piecemeal everything, you know, from Amazon, and I might have $25 in it. So, you know, I found out a way, you know, to keep the cost down, keep this hobby cheap, because if you don't price it out, you know, and you don't source out the cheapest avenues or routes, man, it could get out of hand with the cost. You know, it's freaking expensive. So, but anyway, hey, so please, if you like what you hear, don't forget to subscribe. You know, hit that subscribe button. I'm working on it. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon, and you'll be notified, you know, when I come out with another random, awesome, maybe stupid video, whatever y'all think. I think that they're awesome. I appreciate it, YouTube. Take care.